Hi everyone, welcome to today's video on South Beach. Look at the beautiful, beautiful blue skies. Like, it is a pristine day out today, and it's a hot one. So today I am walking at the very west side of the beach today. So where you see the umbrellas, like beach chair umbrellas, all different colors, those are owned by the hotels that back onto the beach. And so the buildings that we're looking at along here, they're along Ocean Drive, and then can't go much further east than the beach. So I am walking on the very west side, as I mentioned, just because it's easier to walk on this part because the sand is hard packed. On this end of the beach, a lot of service vehicles come through here, mostly to empty out all these garbage cans that you can see lined along the route here. So I am going to take you through this part of the beach, the actual sandy part, and then I want to take you up just beyond these dunes here, and that's where the walkway is. And the walkway, I don't know how far it extends north. I really have no idea, but it starts I think on South Point Road or South Point Drive, I think. I usually start, when I run it, I run from First Street, which is almost near the end of South Beach, very south end, and then I run to about 47th Street. But I'm not going to take you on a run. But what I want to do is, I just want to show you what the beach looks like during the day. This is the day after Thanksgiving. It's Friday. Yeah, the 26th of November. Now, guests can rent these umbrellas. They're not, just because you're a guest at the hotel doesn't mean you get free access to the beach chairs. You do have to pay per chair, per beach, and normally with an additional cost if you want an umbrella. So yeah, they are costly. It is hot. I am wearing long sleeves. I'm wearing gloves and a big floppy hat. I really look priceless, but I am protected from the sun. And I'm all slathered up with sunscreen. So I am going to walk a bit along the pathway for you. This is public access, so anybody can access the beach. And there's several public accesses to the beach. So beach hours. It's interesting. Okay. I want to walk along the seawall, for lack of a better word. So we got on at 15th Street and we got off here at 14th Street. So I think what I'll do in part is sort of zigzag in and out, because further down on the beach there's a great big huge outdoor covered space, and it's like a temporary space. We'll get to it, and it's for the I think the art show is happening this week, or it happened already, or it's happening next week, but it's sort of occupying a good chunk of the walk that I want to do. So I thought that I would just sort of zigzag in and out between Ocean Drive, which is right there, and the pathway on Ocean Drive, which is where we are. And here is the seawall. And all that green there, I think that's called the dunes. And I went looking for, because there are a lot of feral cats in Miami, and a lot of them hang out along the walkway, and they live at the dunes, and I was looking for them, but I couldn't find any. Normally they're out first thing in the morning. I used to see them on my runs, but I haven't seen them this time. I don't know why. I was hoping to find a colony. I wanted to bring them some food, but I am yet to find a colony. So along this pathway, it's really, I find it busy in the morning, like when not busy, I shouldn't say that. It's not busy in the morning. So when I go for a run at about 6:30, I typically see runners here, and there's not a lot necessarily, but during the day, this walkway is super busy with cyclists and dog walkers, runners. It gets quite busy along here. And you do have to watch where you're going, because people run and cycle in all directions. Mostly tourists, and don't necessarily pay attention to what side of the walkway they're cycling on. So that pathway, as you can see, took us away from further closer to Ocean Drive. Here's Volleyball Court. I'm surprised it's not occupied. I would have suspected that, and I think it's probably the case in many regards, but because the American Thanksgiving was yesterday and the weekend is tomorrow, I just assumed people would take Friday off today, like take this day off to make it an extra long weekend. The reason why I say that is because I just expect the recreational areas to be really busy, like that volleyball net. So here's that big white canopy I was referring to. You can see it. It's quite long. And there is it's to do with that art event. Beautiful palm tree. Just can't get enough of those beauties. If you see any shadowing or anything obstructing the top of the lens. It's probably my big floppy hat, so I apologize. So Ocean Drive is where the camera's angling, and you probably can hear a lot of music, which is typical of Ocean Drive. It's a very happening sort of party, fun environment lined with tons of restaurants. And it's such a nice wide space, this walkway, as you can see. There's that white outdoor canopied space. I can't imagine spending any time in that club or restaurant or whatever it is with that music piercing my eardrums. Now there was a time, I know I'm outdated, but you know, there was a time I loved. Yeah, it's coming from a place called the Palace. And there was a time, believe it or not, as I'm sure many of you, when in your 20s and early 30s, at least for me, it was all about, you know, crowded places and loud music. And when you wanted to talk to your friends, you're literally shouting at them in order to communicate. I really liked that back in those days. The thought of it now, I have to remind myself I was young once, and I appreciated all that loud music. Ain't nobody got time for that now. What is this? This is Beach Patrol Headquarters. And the time is wrong there. It's actually just after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Public access to the beach. So we're going to get back down to the beach. Ocean rescue vehicle. I'm sure these vehicles belong to the staff that work the ocean. Security, so forth. Okay, let's go up this way. A lot of police. David and I have noticed, like, there's a lot of police. I don't see them on foot. They're all in vehicles. Oh, there's a parasailer. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that little dot up in the sky. And I'm noticing kites, a lot of kite sailing early in the morning. Now what is this? I think I picked the wrong entrance. I should have walked a little bit further along the ocean wall so to avoid all of this. But it is what it is, right? So this has got to be another outdoor art gallery or art show. So that runner that just passed us reminded me to tell you that I have tried running on the beach. I've tried it twice, hoping that it would get better the second time around. And it didn't. It is hard. It is hard to run on the sand. I'm going to exit. I'm going to get on the walkway again. It is really hard running any distance on the sand. So I tried it once and I thought, oh, maybe it's just a matter of getting used to, you know, different surface, running surface. You know, I totally hated it. And then thought, okay, let's just try it again. So I did do that and I hated it even more. So I've abandoned running on the beach, and I admire those that have the strength and the stamina to run on the beach. And all that sand. And even the hard part that I was walking on is, it's not hard in every spot that you step on. And it's like when you lift your foot up, it's like you're pulling up something. It's like something's almost wrapped around your foot and you're pulling, which for me is not a favorable running experience. Here we are, back on the walkway. So here are people doing weights. This is a whole outdoor. It's a whole outdoor thing. So there's bench presses, uneven bars, or what for chin-ups? Is that what they're called? Yeah. Last time I did anything like that with any success was, I think, in high school. Yeah, so it's pretty busy out here. And look at all these upcoming volleyball areas not being used. It surprises me. It surprises me that they're not being used. So there's another patrol, security patrol. He's escorting a truck out. Yeah, so it's called the, that art show, or that art event rather, is called the International, it's called Scape, or Scope maybe, Scope? I thought it was Artscape, but maybe I'm wrong. I think it's, I'm gonna see here. It says Contemporary Art Show, Contemporary Art Show, International Contemporary Art Show. There you go. Finally, she gets it out. So these vehicles are probably all to do with the art show. Oh, here's some volleyball players. Fun, fun, fun. Lots of fun.
Airport.
Fun, fun, fun. Now, this must be an organized event for today. I bet you these people are all beach players.
Excuse me. Paulita. My apologies. Court one.
Cool, huh?
In charge is a beer and Johnny. Come and get your seat.
Cool. So they're having an organized beach volleyball competition. A few years back, I can't tell you when, but maybe less than 10, more than 5 years ago, I remember running. So when I run along the path, then I usually come home along Ocean Drive. And right in this whole area here was an exchange center. And what I mean by that is they had I think a triathlon occurring. And here was an exchange area where the competitors, the participants would come to collect, like come from the water and then collect their bike and then take off. And that was a really cool, it was cool to see that. I think it was an international event. It was busy, it was very busy. And it seemed very well managed and in control, considering like none of this was closed off to the public, except for probably a laned off waterway for the competitors, but everything else was pretty open. Here's another workout station. Look at that gorgeous dog. Has a brindle coat. So cool. And it has that softened ground cover, so it'd be cushiony. And here we are at Ocean Drive. And a lot of people walk around with their bathing suit but with the beach cover up. It's just very commonplace. And public washrooms. I'm going to try and get back on the pathway. Let's get back on the pathway. I think we're done with the artscape structures. At least I hope that we're done. Okay, we're on 5th Street. 5th Street is a major buzz through. There's like 3 lanes each way. 3 lanes west, 3 lanes east. And it is busy. I think it leads to one of the major roadways, like major roadways going to the airport and so forth. So this is the beautiful bricked pathway. Dunes. And it's along this route, all along through here, is where I used to see the cats. And there are caregivers, colony caregivers, that bring food up, but I haven't even seen any plates of food or water, which I would normally see. So I don't know what's going on with all that. I did see a couple feral cats earlier today on one of the residential side streets. This is paradise. And I feel comfortable walking the streets of South Beach. I know where I'm going. Usually I am not comfortable. Usually I'm not comfortable walking in someplace I don't know well. Only because unless it's, of course, on the main drags of any new place, I'm comfortable with that. But I'm not comfortable for two reasons. One, because I get totally disoriented as far as my directions are concerned. And then I, have to struggle and find my way back. And the other reason is this place feels like a real community environment. It feels, maybe because we've been down here several times, I feel comfortable. I know where I'm going, and a lot of it, I guess, to do with the architecture that I love so much. And many of the buildings in South Beach they're not all monstrosities, 30, 50 stories. It's smaller, so it just has a cozier atmosphere. Some of these are permanent residences. Some of these are hotels. Now those tall hotels are those tall buildings that you see, that's on Fisher Island. Fisher Island is just across the canal or the channel where the ocean liners and cargo ships pass through. Oh, sorry. There's the seawall again, and we're looking at Ocean Drive. There's a playground. And many of the exits to the street from the beach have places where you can rinse off your feet from all the sand. So we are going to go back on the beach. It's so nice. Now right here where you can see the lifeguard station, that orange structure sitting in the middle of the sand. In the mornings, that's where they do outdoor yoga. It's by donation, so you contribute what you can afford or what you think is fair. And it's fun to do that. I've done that a few times. Here we are. Back on the beach. And we're going to see David. Because I am going back to the Airbnb and I am going to eat something, and then I'm coming to join David on the beach for the balance of the afternoon. And then for dinner tonight, we're going to go to Lincoln Mall Road, and that's a really cool pedestrian mall, all kinds of cool shops. And sorry about that, folks. Camera went a little bit wonky. Yeah, so I will show you Lincoln Park Mall at night. It's so lovely. Another sand runner. How I admire sand runners. She was really well dressed too, totally covered in breathable running clothes. Very smart. I'm not the only one that looks awkward, right? And she's the only one I've seen that has been protecting herself from the sun. The only runner I've seen. Okay, we're going to look for David. I think the first video I did, I think it was the first one, I started the beach walk right along the water. It was my first video. And these chairs would not have been here because it was early, I think fairly early in the morning, maybe 9. That's not so early, but yeah, it would have been before 9 because they start setting up the chairs here at 9. Wherefore art thou, husband? No, he's here somewhere. He's here somewhere. Oh, there he is. See, with a book, right? I should have put a bet on either with a book or his puzzles, crossword puzzles.
I would have made you.
Thank you very much for joining me, folks. I think I'm going to join my husband now. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.